While we making our dollars, a lot of things don't make sense. Life gotta be way more than hookah tips and paying the rent. On this podcast, we discuss those few moments that we find our clarity.
Oh shit!
Hey, what's wrong? What's wrong with
Yo,
this?
bro,
We gotta get it together.
We gotta get it together,
We
man.
gotta get it together, guys.
Bro, honestly,
We back, and we back, and we back. This ain't no intro. This the entree. Let the Kanye. It's your boy Cito Blanquito. I ain't gonna lie, I've been missing a couple free throws, so I'm not even gonna act like I'm perfect, man. Life has been up, life has been down. But
all around.
All around. But at the end of the day, we here, we active, we blessed, we woke up for another day. And right now, we're just gonna look for these clarities in these moments because I don't know, like life is life.
Life is lifing.
Life is lifing.
Life is fucking lifing.
Yeah, I wish we had better dictionary. I thought the future would have had like better like
Is the
words.
math adding up for you?
Like the math ain't mathin', life is lifing. Like I thought we would have had better like diction pause. But you know, I guess we speak what is true.
Yo, let's be real though. Like, why the hell? I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to communicate on levels of T.I., man, every day. I'm okay with life is life and math is math. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like at the end of the day, that's why we vote for who we vote for, because them niggas know how to speak that language that we all speak. You know what I'm saying?
Who you talking about? Joe Biden?
Nah, but
Joey.
no, I'm
Joey
saying like
Biden.
Nah, but that's
Joe
what I'm saying. Well,
Joe Rogan. What Joe we talking about?
all anybody we vote
Anybody
for,
named Joe.
anybody
Joe.
we vote for in the sense of how they speak, just like. When I say vote, not even just presidents and nothing, just like, you know, people we would go for.
You mean
like,
socially vote for?
Yeah, socially vote
because
for.
we
Like,
get them their attention.
right.
Okay.
Like they know how to speak. They speak very simplistic. It's like it's not hard to understand them. They're not saying the humongous words, and you know, that's why Kanye could be Kanye.
Yeah, we never gonna talk about the Kanye. We're never gonna go.
He does so much simple shit. And niggas get so vexed.
I'm not like. Honestly, I spent my whole life thinking less is more, but I think I've got at this big age and disagreed. I don't think less is more. And I think the phrase of that is wrong. I think being direct is important.
Yes.
Simplicity in spots and moments is important.
Yes.
Step by step, trusting the process is important.
Yes.
But having less, I tell you, I'd rather have more.
Yes.
Because the less don't give you what more could give you. Nope. And that's just the honest truth and how I feel about it.
Indubitably.
But
having more comes with more.
I'm okay with that more.
I'm okay with that because that's what I said.
Like I think like really the whole the more money, more problems is such a thing, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll trade my problems for new problems that, you know, I could require more. I mean, that's what we all doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't trying to like
you say often, we all have the same problems, but it's just
ain't
at
special,
different
nigga.
degrees.
We
All right. Done with the special talk. Me special.
I'm so special. I'm so special. So special. So special.
Thank you.
Nah, but in all honesty, that's what it is. Like really getting better and self-improvement and trying to be a better version of yourself every single day is just saying like, yo, these problems are no longer problems to me, and I need some new problems.
Yeah, I need some new problems. So I
like
keep
yo,
going
like
for it.
I'm grinding for new problems.
It's inherent. It's like it's like hereditary. It's in our DNA, man. That's how, you know, like you got like
The struggle?
for humanity. Yo, bro.
Take it out.
Why?
Please.
And then everybody's gonna be drones.
I appreciate the struggle.
You wouldn't be who you are without struggle.
Yes.
You'd be
But
a
a
blank
little
notebook.
bit, just take a little bit
Just
of
a
struggle
little-
out.
I think we love the
Just a
struggle
little
too
bit.
much though.
No, we don't. I don't think we love it too much. I think people love it less. That's
But
why
then-
That's why more struggles happen.
Listen to us complaining about struggle when there are other people who are struggling.
Yo, I always look at a homeless man. This is one homeless man I've been seeing since I was like 10, and I don't know how this nigga's still here, bro. Yo, that shit's crazy. Like he's been that same age. He's like for dumb long. Like, but anyway, this is one homeless man, bro, and my son be right there by like Gun Hill before you go by the exit.
He be that same.
Some homeless people are mortal.
He seemed like the same age because he's been old looking and dirty for like since I was 10.
It's probably Jesus or something like.
Yo, I don't know, but I really looked at him and said, "Oh, you're
testing
truly
you." He did for 30 years.
But, like, I've been
how
looking
often
at my
did you
son, like,
think to check on that man?
It's like when I'm looking at my son, I'm like, damn, like this is you just like just accepting struggle and just not working through it. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's not our place to say that. Like I really don't think that. Like really, like I don't
And
think it's our
simply
place to
because
say
you
that.
don't know
Thank
what
God I
someone's
can
struggle
say
was.
No, it's not like because it's like
You don't know
you
what their
never
struggle
know,
was.
You never know what I think put people in them situations.
Okay.
And I think like at one point in time, like, do you ever like stop and have a conversation with people that like you feel like are homeless? And it's wild because the same way we have a certain viewpoint of like what a certain criminal may look and stereotype, we stereotype homeless people. There's so many people I know that are homeless that are fly. There's people I know that are homeless right now that got a Montclair on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like we tend to look at certain people a certain way because they want, and it shows how much society's eye and viewpoint of social currency they deem that as more important. Like, not more important, but if I keep this up, nobody's gonna know where I lay my head at.
Yeah, we don't practice like having conversation with people who are homeless, but you have few people who do look into it and like interview the homeless people to see where they came from.
That's for YouTube, nigga.
What?
That's
not for YouTube.
No, but YouTube is a reflection of life.
Yeah, it's like I'm just being real. Like, it's like, yo, we know
actual articles though.
So stop. So you say you see him home. Next time you see homie, stop him and be like, yo, Wagwan, bro.
I already did, bro. You know me already.
So what he said?
You know me. He didn't really even say nothing. He was, and then he kept it pushing. Like, I was like, all right, like. I say, yo, bro, like, yo, you been over here for a minute, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, it's like he was inebriated, so I was like, I don't speak grunt, you know what I'm saying? So,
I don't speak grunt.
You know what I mean? But big up my son still, you know what I mean? I hope you here when I turn 40, nigga.
Wow, you hope he there when you turn 40?
Yeah.
Your 80% of communication is nonverbal, bro.
Not.
I get it, but I'm saying how my shite. I asked him because I don't judge. I ask questions. I asked him. He wasn't really answering me, so I kept it pushing.
And
so I asked him when he seems like he's not more inebriated.
And he doesn't speak grunt.
Yeah, you know.
So that conversation.
I don't speak grunt at that point. Like when he starts saying words, I say, all right, well, I go on. Because I don't. He just and kept it pushing. So I was like, okay, you're not. I just assumed that you wasn't feeling well. Okay. You know.
Not for you.
You know.
But
body language speaks too. I wasn't really.
I think body language speaks a lot. I think last episode we was talking about just because somebody not shedding tears don't mean they're not crying.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You can tell a lot about somebody's body language. Ooh. And it just made me want to, even though I don't care because we're going into, how do you know when you're not okay? Like, how do you know when people are not okay? Like, and I think we have a clear sign of it, but it's like, I think like some people hide it so amazingly. I'm saying that because I'm people. Like, I feel like I know how to hide how I feel in certain ways. And only like, I feel like my true mans them, or like people that have been in my life know, like when I'm really, really going through it. And the irony is I stay away from them when I'm going through it. and it makes me wonder,
you're
one
of those people that like to try to think about it on your own and figure it out on your own type of situation.
Yeah, it's the Batman.
I do that. Like, yeah. I would draw and like try to isolate myself to zone in and figure out whatever is happening.
Yeah.
Because you have people that spill that shit into other people's lives. And I'm a person who is a person who takes on a lot of that energy from other individuals. So it's just like, yeah, I don't want to do that to someone else. I know I can probably handle it, but not everybody else can. But
can you really handle it? I think that's the part that I think back is like,
you gotta have boundaries.
Yo, like, we say we can handle other people's emotions and feelings, what they're going through, but are we even in a space that we're thriving yet? Like, we just got 2 decimals over surviving, and now we want to say I can handle somebody else's stuff.
Right.
And I think that's the part that
we gotta handle your own shit.
Yeah, like me personally, I kind of stay back and I say, you know what? I'm gonna just go on. Like, one thing I'm not like when I'm going through something. Like, when people are like, oh, I'm sorry it happened. I'm like, yo, I hate it. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, certain people's level of empathy, I'm not a fan of. And I get it. I don't have to necessarily get empathy from people, nor do I have to get grace from them.
Right.
So I do am thankful for that. But to me, I feel like more so people are always more like, oh, bondito. Like, it's so much of the, oh, you okay? And it's like, yo, I've never been a fan of that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if it's like,
if it's being like a poor thing.
Yeah, if this is if this is over masculation of Jamaican culture,
so that's
how my dad raised me, or just like being a football player, whatever it is.
It's a combination.
It's just probably a combination of all those things.
I think that's a good point that you made. It's just like, who wants to be a poor thing? I feel like when I have to speak life into other people and my friends, I'm trying to let them know, like, you don't want to be a poor thing. You've been complaining about something. You should do something, be active about it, and get it done. But then sometimes I'll fall and have that moment where it's just like, nah, poor me. And I'm just like, you have to make sure that you're allowing yourself to grow out of that. You're not staying in that space.
Yeah. It's funny because I feel like there are 2 different reasons for men. There's 2, like, the reasons for men and women are so different.
What reasons?
Like, the reasons for, like, the basis for why a lot of us, like, don't enjoy, like, you know, sharing how we feel.
Okay.
Like, it's so funny because it sounds the same when you explain, like, the method in which you take and like, you know, how you feel towards it. But like the epicenter I realized be different. And it's like, oh wow. Cause like, you know, as men, we like, nah, that's a form of weakness. You know what I'm saying? But then for women, it's not even a form of weakness. It's like, oh, I don't want to like burden you with my energy. Like it's more feeling like you're gonna bombard someone.
But that's weakness too. I think overall it's weak.
But it's not weak. No.
It like, shouldn't be.
I think everybody got a different definition of weakness. Yeah. So I think everybody kind of views it necessarily.
Yeah, it's weakness. Yeah. But like just even being in a sense of like, I mean, like even for like weakness in the sense of like, nah, we'll even verbally say like, you know, like I can't, I ain't a man enough. Women ain't saying like, oh, it's not woman enough. It's just, oh, I don't want to like put this on you. I don't even want you to think this. Like at least in my experience, I feel like, you know,
like an extra layer of stress.
Yeah, possibly. It's not really like because I'm a man or because I'm a woman, I don't want to say it. It's more so internal for them. For us, it's like it's almost societal. Like it's like that. I think that's why we don't share it. It's like
it's insane. But I think I made a point too of saying like, yo, in the poem I said,
you don't want to burden them.
Yeah.
The burden aspect, but I remember saying like, I'm not strong enough to tell you how weak I am.
Yeah.
And I think some of that has to do with the cover. I think some of that has to do with this viewpoint of like you gotta be the strong protector. But I'm just trying to understand what emotional protection is.
Yeah.
So even in those moments, I think when I was younger, I was not able to express to women my true emotions from a standpoint of putting on a front of strongness for ego reasons. I think now I'm trying to learn what it is to be emotional protection, in the sense that I never used to understand when women's like, I don't want my man crying like that, or always unstable, or not be able to make a decision, or you don't know what's going on, or you're frantic. But I start to understand more now. It's like, yo, when you're in this position of leadership, not saying men are always in that, but when you're in a position of that.
But in a relationship hierarchy, the man is the leader.
So in that format, there's moments and times where like your woman doesn't want to see you that much indecisive. She just want to see you too emotional.
The man is in control.
Because it gets to a space where if she's following your plan and she's on your movements and what you're doing, there's gonna be moments and times of that. But I've learned personally that it's easier to let go and drop a tear or two once I found a solution, instead of once I have to look at the mountain I'm about to climb. Mm-hmm. Because for me, when I'm climbing if I start crying before I climb the mountain, I think it's more look like, in my viewpoint, like weakness. Mm-hmm. I think once I get to the top and I accomplish and I get everything done,
you can cry,
and I take that deep breath, like, bro, that's smoking.
It's funny because
I
cry on the way.
Well, that's okay. I think crying on the way helps.
I think that's my thing. Like, it's like, because one thing with me, I don't care. I'll share how I feel, because I feel like as a youth, like, one thing my mom always told me was like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying, like, always, like, you know what I'm saying, always tell people how you feel, like, never lie, or like if anybody do you anything, you know what I'm saying, like, she's like embedded that in me. And like that's one thing I can say, like,
self-expression.
Self-expression. And then I understand, like, even how, like, being around my friends, like, you know what I'm saying, like yeah, we didn't, I don't know, I was my specific group of friends, like, kind of just like encompassed that. They enjoyed, like, that was something we all kind of shared, where we just all shared that, like, yo, nah, it ain't weakness if you telling niggas how you feel, because what's weakness? We'll call you a bitch if you don't say nothing and you start wilding out. Like, we rather you just tell, like, yo, bro, I ain't really like you. I ain't like that you did that. You know what I'm saying? Or, yeah, bro, I ain't really feeling the best right now, so I'm gonna stay in the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, like, I've always realized, like, that's probably why, like, I'm so good at, like, not telling people how I feel. I'm not good at hiding it, because I'm always, you know, like, I'm always very vocal how I feel. So when I don't, you know, the other day I realized, like, you know what I'm saying, I went through a certain situation, and because I'm always, I wear my heart on my sleeve, so it's like, you could see me, like, I don't hide. I'm very transparent. So, like, I don't have to say much. Like, y'all know, like, nah, Chuck ain't really feeling the best. And then it gives y'all the comfortability to ask me, like, bro, you okay? And it's like, I think, like, through my life, I feel like, you know, that's how I've always carried myself. I've always been very, like, transparent with people. So it's like, I never really had that, like, problem, you know, until I got with, you know, someone that I loved. And it's kind of like, damn, like, you know, she was going through something, you know, she's going through something. And, like, you know, me being who I am, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I love you, I know that, like, I'll go above and beyond. Like, yo, bro, like, what you need, yo, sis, I got you. You know, if I got you, I got you. And so with her, you know, that's what it was. And then I think that relationship helped me discover like a new level of like a new layer of myself that I guess because even though I was very like, yo, nah, I started doing that. Nah, I'm good. Like I started doing that, and like that's not even what she fell in love with me for. You know what I'm saying? That's not even what because when I was exactly, and then I really that's where kind of went left because I started changing for myself. Like I like shit fucking up for me, and I realized like I used to feel pain like what's going on? You know what I'm saying? And like even for a while,
expressing.
Yeah, I wasn't being my expressive.
You were suppressing
yeah, because I felt like I wanted her to feel better, but I'm like I can't be weak. But it's like I realized my strength was in like
I have a question.
Strength and vulnerability.
Yeah,
I feel like as a child, like our parents will instill in us like don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. But do you feel like that kind of stops somewhere along the line when you're growing up? Like, do you
1,000%
stop being so like you don't speak up for yourself as much?
Yo,
why or when?
Yo, all right, with me,
because you a child, your mom is telling you don't be afraid to speak up for yourself.
What I guess the moment of speaking up for yourself, I think that's the question to me.
Yeah,
because like that first moment,
just in general, with like speaking up for yourself. Because to me, when I was younger, speaking up for yourself was like what's happening in the room, and like you were too scared, I guess, to say your piece.
Yeah.
Or like you just was quiet about something.
Right.
And in a moment, I think now I just learned in general, like, this is not my moment to speak. Or more so like be careful when you have conversations with people, and I'm gonna use the word that are to a certain level emotionally incompetent when it comes to certain things.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you may try to, because they may not see it from your angle.
Right.
And I've learned more times to be quiet and let action speak and louder in a lot of moments. Just naturally, I just feel like that's something I had to learn as a human being.
That's being masterful.
Yeah.
And again, it's so funny that you say that. Like for me, I guess I was always in environments where, bro, if you don't speak, like you're not eating. Like I think
that's survival. I think that's
not
so
survival.
Used to that.
Yeah, but there's lessons in survival. There's lessons everywhere. Like even I remember like. I was a gang member for like a pretty decent part of my life. There was a lot of lessons that I learned from it where it was like, one thing that stuck out to me at 15 was like communication is a must. And like, I used to read through like the rules and like regulations of this. This is actually an organization. Of course, it's no organization.
No, but it's an organization.
Like it's an organization because
gang in the community. And there's still values.
Yeah, so like, they, of course, nobody really reads it, but I read it and like, I took it more so as life lessons, where it's like, communication is always a must. Like, cause, when you outside, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really got, like if you're not with your mans, if nobody's there with you, you don't, anything could just happen. Mm-hmm. And, I spent a lot of time outside. So there's like street rules, like communication is like a must. And I remember I used to always tell people directly, like what I'm with and what I'm not with, because if I don't say nothing, like I'm in a situation that I'm not built for. So like I remember just like that's one of the things I took with me into my adulthood, where it's like like I'm gonna tell Cito like Cito, I'm not doing that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's not now for instance, now if Cito asks me to do something and mind you, I'm a culprit of this too, like trying to do things knowing that I can't do it and trying to do it anyway and do a horrible job at it, and then I have to suffer the repercussions. Never want to do that again. You know what I'm saying? From that time it happened, never wanted to do it again. So I said, yo, bro, what do you remember what you used to do? You know what I mean? You was on the road, so you got to take it into like the rest of your adulthood. Yeah. So like, that's why now I'm so like, that's why even more I'm so like hard on my sleeve. I remember being stopped by this yogi. He was saying like, yo, you got a strong like power, but your weakness is that power. And he's like, oh, you wear your heart in your sleeve. Like you attract a lot of people to you. People love that about you. Like you got a natural magnetism, but you might want to be careful because you attract everything to you. No, and because you're not like you don't have a because your defense is just being like who you are. So
and that gonna get you in trouble.
Yeah, and like I'm not gonna lie, like
attract things to your way there. But that's where, because like anybody that truly know me, my heart be on my sleeve too. But I've learned to put boundaries around that.
Yeah,
because if not, it put me in situations that I know did not serve me or help me get to where I needed to go.
Right.
And I think it's difficult because.
Sometimes you have to learn the lesson, though.
Oh no, you have to. I think.
Yeah.
I think
But that's why. Hold on, real quick. That's where it goes back to struggle, like where that's the struggle right there. Like the lesson was in the struggle of going through like like you wearing your heart on your sleeve for
And
so
have to go
long,
over
and then
and
going
over.
through the pain
Yeah.
constantly
Okay.
of like people
But
just like
to this point,
Yeah.
I would say like, and not to try to overstate it, but I think sometimes we try to learn our lessons so much that we don't live it.
yeah,
Like I'm at a space right now where I feel like I'm living my lessons, because when I learn them, it's almost kind of like I feel like I learned them just to pass the test,
right,
and then got to the next grade,
right.
and then I thought that passing that test was all I needed for. When really, you get to the
No, you
next
need this
grade,
forever,
you
like-
got to build upon the lesson you learned at the last stage.
I was about to ask you,
And-
do you live the lesson before the
Yo,
stage? Or
it's
after?
so funny
now
that you
I
say
just
that.
now I have to just keep on living them,
Right.
Because every time I forget to live the lesson, if I just learn it,
So
I-
you forget to live the lesson, you move on to the next lesson, and you're living that lesson that you forgot to live.
I have to go back and
Cito,
I have
it's
to
so
go
funny
back
that
and
you
dust
say
off the notes,
Yeah.
just to kind of get the information again, because it's gonna pop back up.
Yeah. Right.
So it's almost kind of like in school, like when you go through your different grades. I don't pass 7th grade just to pass 7th grade. When I learned in 7th grade, I'm a need for 8th grade.
Yeah.
And I'm a need for high school.
Yeah.
And I think I constantly always just wanna, all right, got an A on this, tried 4 times, and then now I pass it and I drop it.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you gotta live that.
Yeah.
You gotta keep on learning that,
Yeah.
and then add some new stuff to
Right,
it too.
right.
Because
Yeah.
if not, life is gonna make you go back and dust them notes off and have to go
Yeah.
relive it.
Yep.
Yo, it's so funny that you say that, because that's how I felt the other day when I went to go sign up for my GED program.
Yeah.
And I was taking that like math test, and it's like, yo, I was just doing it. And I'm like, okay, like this is not that hard. But I remember when I was a kid, you know, I used to look at math tests like, man, I ain't taking this shit. To the point I was skipping math class, like all my math
Because
classes.
you
I skipped
were
all.
an A student?
Nah, I just didn't fuck with math. Like I just
Okay.
thought math was like, man, what the hell is this? What is this? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't get it.
Math had me in a hole.
But as I'm living the lesson of math, in the sense of math is, in a sense for me, it's not the numbers or like what it says it's like it's an equation.
Yeah.
So ultimately, like math shows you how to solve.
It's a formula.
It's a formula. There's always
Yeah.
a formula to something, so there's always a math to something.
Okay.
So there's always like
That's
1
true.
plus 2 plus.
Yeah, it just
3
kind of
plus
gives you
times.
that. Like,
So once,
yeah, school is like, I think school, we have a different viewpoint. School is not here to teach you information.
yeah,
School is here to teach you how to learn.
yeah,
So when they simply every step, I'm gonna give you this. I need you to apply this with this. Apply this with this. Now we're gonna start moving things.
Right.
So first the numbers are by themselves. Now we start moving numbers and then squaring them. Then put them in parentheses. It's just to teach you like, yo, life is not constant. Life is constantly gonna be moving.
Right.
And I need you to take the first number
Right.
from 1 through 10, and they're gonna keep evolving. But I need you to find a way to get to the equal sign.
right.
And that's what I've learned, and that's why you gotta sometimes go back and be like, you gotta keep your multiplications on point.
Yo, and no
First
funny
of
that you
all,
say that.
math teachers, please find a new approach to teach these students
Yo,
some math.
I was about
Because
to
if
say
somebody
that.
told me that shit when I was trying to struggle through fucking remedial math, I would have gotten that shit a long time ago.
Yo,
It just didn't make sense to me.
no, it
Like-
does, but a part of the system is confusion.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part that I don't like. That part, confusion is a part of assimilation.
Okay.
Because I feel like once you're confused, then your walls are down to feel like you have to learn something.
Right.
And then what they teach you is, okay, follow how everybody else does it.
Right.
Just so you can get to the same result.
Yo, it's so funny
But
that you say that.
that
Like,
also applies in life.
Right.
That's why people tend to do what everybody else does.
Right.
Because it's like, I want to learn how to get to the math problem my own way. The teacher would tell you, no, I need to show work. Show work the way I need you to show the work. Instead of you showing the work that you want to show.
Yeah, it's funny because when I was taking like the math,
That was my problem in school.
the math part of the test, and bro, that shit was like, all I did was approach it from a place of like, I just gotta like, it's like math is like, just finding like I'm just like I've solved problems in my life already. So the way I started approaching math, like how I angle math now is from a place of like
Well,
solving.
you
like,
look at maturity because
So-
you wasn't doing that shit when you was in school, like you said.
Nah, because I used to look at it like, yo, what the fuck is
Right.
this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
You
not
got a-
using any of this.
You got a different why though.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
You
my
got a
why's
completely
now,
different
yeah,
why.
that's what I'm saying. My
You
why
have a
now,
different lens.
my
Yeah,
why,
it's a different,
yeah. So it's like through going through struggle upon struggle upon struggle, I had to find equations to solve like life.
Yeah.
So like that's one of the biggest equations, life. Like where it's like nigga, it's just constantly
be
changing. Like it's not no ending. Like numbers continuously go. So
No
that's
matter
why I
what,
look
it's
at life as
infinite,
numbers.
yeah.
So like nowadays I look at life as numbers now. Like so that's why like certain things I know how to like. I just me as a human sometimes You know how like you used to say that shit. It's like, you be having the keys. Like, you be saying me and your brother be knowing how to do shit. We just be like relaxing. But it's like when you said that, I was like, yo, she's right. Like, you know what I mean? So I got up, went to do the test. The test flew through the shit. I know I passed like both of them. I've never passed a math test, but it's like I know it's because I just didn't care to do it. It's like because I didn't have my why wasn't there.
But I want to say I think a lot of the struggle that we're quoting on struggle is self-inflicted.
Yeah.
But secondly, I had to get over the I don't care word.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it with kids and I see it with people in life. And it's like, how do you wake up every single day and not care? And I don't think it's not caring. I think it's fear. Mm-hmm. And the fear of, dang it, I may not get this done or I don't know how to do this, I think trumps people more than the feeling of the accomplishment of I actually got this done.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like, I feel like it should be neither. Like, I tell you, like, you showing up is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Most people just don't show up. Once you show up from that part, now you're going to be like, I didn't know something before, but I know it now. And how did I get there? I learned it.
Right.
And I think you were saying earlier that how there's times you're like, yo, I don't know how to do something, so I'm not gonna go do it. Or like if I know I'm not great at something in that moment, I'm gonna just be like, you know what, I don't want to necessarily do this right now. I want to learn first.
Yeah.
But I think there has to be a space or a balance where it's like, you know what, I don't know this, but I'm about to just be like full blown open and just dive in and see what's up.
Right.
Yo, all right,
And-
so hear me out. I think for me, like, that's always been my approach with life. Like, just jumping into things. Like, you know, and I still do. But, like, because I've been, like I said, learning new angles of life, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always feel like, yo, there's always, like, now I have more of a direction with that, where it's like, all right, like,
right,
for
you
instance.
pick and choose when you're going to jump into shit.
Like, yeah, like, all right, like, for instance, podcasting. I mean, I just jumped into it. You know what I'm saying? But it's because it's still akin to someone, like it's akin to who I am, like by character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Music. I just jumped into it. Like I never, you know what I'm saying? But I'm learning the ropes as I go. Like, you know, I'm learning the, you know, what's needed for all.
But like you're saying, those things are
they still a part
they're
of who
natural
you are.
to you.
Yeah.
Like I used to do this a lot, but I stopped. I used to jump into things and do things that I know I hated. I know it didn't align with me. I know it just wasn't for me. Yeah. Just to show myself that, like, yo, bro, you're gonna have to prepare yourself for these moments in life.
Right.
And looking back at it, I think it's prepared me so much. But it also made me realize it's kind of like, yo, like, why didn't you not like this?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but in all honesty, like, we all started off with a clean slate.
Right.
Anything that I don't like came from somebody.
Right.
Anything that I do like came from somebody or something.
Yeah.
So I can really program and reframework my mind. Because, like, there's certain things you may like at this age you didn't like at 10.
Right.
Or 20.
Yeah.
And there's certain things you like right now you're not going to like at 40.
Yeah, especially, like, I used to hate, like, I used to hate porridge, nigga.
Yeah, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I used to hate Aki. I used to hate Aki.
Yeah, I ain't like none of that.
I ain't like Aki. Now, Aki, I can just simply...
Gotta play that whole...
No, I can simply do that in those moments. But
so
it's
you
also...
being selfish and eggs.
No, firefly selfish.
It's selfish.
But it's I think that's...
I seen Tips was
talking
about
the selfish
and
eggs. It's fire for that.
What do you mean?
So,
because
somebody else saying that, like, yo, if you don't know what Aki is, yo, go look it up. That's crazy.
My bad, guys.
No, you're right.
Back on topic.
No,
we vibing.
It's real. But
back on topic. I on the topic.
I think there's moments where it's like I realize I hide behind, I'm good. Or especially around people I feel like you're not gonna help me get to a solution. And I think that's what necessarily affects me a lot, where it's more like, yo, I'm not here for we talked about before. Like, I feel like Pity Party sold out, RSVP sold out, DJ closed down the set. Like, that's not what I'm here for in those aspects. But when I see how my dad moves, I'm like, dang, like, did I get that from him? Like, do I hide behind I'm good? Because 9 times out of 10, you tell people you're not good, but you gonna get a hug, you gonna get a oh, dang, that's crazy, or, yo, wow, dang, I hope you all right, or to me, it's more like I'd rather want to figure it out and just understand, like, what to get to that space is. And I know at moments I'm looking where I'm like, I don't know if that's fully healthy, but it's productive.
Yeah.
Because I think my biggest thing is that a lot of things that I see that are productive aren't necessarily healthy.
Right.
And in a society and a time when, especially when it's like execution is always worship to me, I think I take production over healthy traits.
Right.
And I try to be healthy once I'm done with the production, but it doesn't necessarily work like that, because once I'm done with one thing, 9 times out of 10, I'm about to go work on something else.
You gotta practice those.
Yeah, you gotta kind of practice that in those moments. So it's one of those moments where it's like my mom is more like, yo, sit there and have grace with yourself and take that time. And like more so my dad's more like, yo, like, I hear you, but get it done. Like all that shit cool, but just get it done. Like like everything else you saying is cool, but just get it done. Like
then this all comes back to balance.
But I don't. It comes back down to balance. It does come. I'm not gonna argue. It does come back down to balance.
Because we need. There's always a yin and a yang and a high and a low, and we need a balance.
I'm not gonna lie. I think that's what I was
to be
missing.
productive.
I think that's what I was missing. I think
what balance?
Yeah, in the sense of like that masculine role model that was like, yo, bro. Like I had to learn how to be that dolo, because my mom don't know how to be that. She's gonna be a mom to her son. You feel me?
Yeah, no matter what, it's gonna kind of
like I had to learn how to be that dolo. Like so, like that's what I'm saying. When I said struggle is, I think for me it's important. I'm not addicted to it.
No, but
I understand like it's brought me so far in life. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like I only want new ones because it excites me. Mm-hmm. Like I'm a man of challenge. Like the other day, like for instance,
I don't cut you. I don't want to lose this though. And I'm not in that space because my dad's been in my life in moments and times. He hasn't always been there, but he's been there enough to have that influence. Do you feel like, especially men of color, love struggle because it gives them a form of discipline that male figure of masculinity didn't give them growing up?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes so much more sense to me now. Now that I think about it.
Question.
Because it's like...
Can you guys elaborate?
In the sense of, when I was growing up, one of the main things I realized having a father in my life is, as a young boy, when you're upset, you could be crying, you could be mad. When you were around your father and he's telling you, yo, ease up yourself. Mm-hmm. Yo, hush.
Straighten
quiet.
Up. Sit up.
He would look at me and be like, yo, you can feel how you feel. You're raging, but you have to ease it because in that moment, the disciplinarian is saying, stop.
Yeah.
And it's important, I think, for just people in general, but especially young men, to have somebody be able to tell you to stop, sit in your emotions, and you have to just deal with this right now.
You think so?
Like, honestly, I'm not a therapist. I'm not anybody. This is my opinion, but I think it's extremely important because, no funny, life is going to do it to you at moments, and the ones that I see at times that didn't have father figures in their fight, like when life did it to them, they necessarily react a different way.
Yeah.
One thing, and it's not all mothers.
Yeah.
I was working with Mush, moving company in Jersey. I remember him saying like, yo, every time he says something, I would talk back. Every time he says something, I'll talk back. And there's no sexist shit, none of that. He'd be like, yo, you didn't grow up with your father in your household every day. And I'm like, yo, what you mean? Like, yo, watch your mouth. I'm like, yo, why you say that? He said, because every time I talk, you got a response. Mm-hmm. And children that grow up with their mothers, 9 times out of 10, because there's a space to speak back, will have a response to say something. Mm-hmm. When I'm around my dad, and he's like, yo, this is it. This is it. Mm-hmm. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And there's moments and days I didn't like that. But there's also struggle where I gotta become a man and be in my space to set my own rules a certain way.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a form of that is healthy. Some of it isn't, but a form of that is healthy.
You need some sort of structure.
Men at a young age need to hear no, and I need you to sit there and just deal with your emotions in that moment. Because if not, life is gonna do it for you. And the ones that don't have it, the way that they respond to that no is extreme.
Yeah.
They're more like, fuck out, you can't talk to me no type of way. They'll jump and they'll just jump out of all different type of ways.
It's funny that you say that because I think for me, I didn't like that's how I don't know in school like it was like a balance like for me where it's like it depends on what the teacher's saying. Or how they're saying it. But even that is like, bro, you shouldn't even be that reactive. Like, because you're actually doing something.
Yeah.
So once I like dropped out, life is hitting me crazy. It's kind of like, like, there's certain things that I know I'm still doing that like the bros with dads would like holler at me like, yo, bro, look, you got to, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, thank God I got brothers that would like, check me. So it's like, I heard you. They know I'm a lover of like improvement. I love improving myself. I'm getting better and better like every day. So that I took that like, okay, boom. I'm going around their dads. I'm seeing how they move. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my barbershop. It's extremely masculine in there. You know what I'm saying? But not even in a super toxic way. It's just, it's like it's men in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they coming in with their sons. So it's kind of like I'm in there and like I remember one day like my barber, he hollered at me. Shouts out my barber. You feel me? What's that? Hollered at me. He's like, yo, Nick, yo, that's my name by the way, Nick.
See that episode, bro.
You know, he like, yo, listen, yo, don't smile too much, man. You gotta stop smiling so much. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, it's not. It's like, yo, you don't want people to know, like, you know what I'm saying? You too, you know, like women is in here, you know, if you want women, like, you don't want a woman to look at you like you some joker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want other men to look at you like you some joker all day. It's like, yeah, we run a joke, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of read the room. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you laughing too much. There's certain dudes that come in here that probably read that a certain way. And listen, I know you. And I know how you could get, but they don't know that. So just to avoid anything, you know what I'm saying? And at first I was kind of taking it away, like, yo, what you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, yo, anybody test me is
you know what type it is.
But like why? But my question is, why was that your response at first? And that's probably why.
That's a survival mind frame.
Let me speak. Like like I said, I spend most of my days outside. So when someone tells me anything that sounds like I could possibly be threatened, I want to done the threat now. I want to see who want that. But he's like, yo, calm down. I'm not telling you that. You feel me? I'm telling you, just you as a man, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be too jokey and da like all day. Like there has to be a point where you serious, bro.
No, that's real.
So ever since then, like,
okay,
that's where my demeanor is like, you know, most of the time people don't think I smile or think I laugh no more. Like, because like I usually, like, because even when I was younger, I always was smiling because I'm a joker. I always just cut ass all that day.
And like you jovial.
Yeah, I'm jovial. That's my nature. But like as I got older, I learned like, yo, mad shit started happening in my life where that jovial like side of me kind of,
it's gonna shape you. It's gonna kind of shape you.
And then like him, you know, he's hollering at me. I'm outside with other grown men. I'm out here with other dudes. You know what I'm saying? We playing ball. Like I'm doing mad shit. So I learned like, it's like, yo, bro, yo, you could still be cool and run jokes. So that's who I am today, where I run jokes. But
there's moments and
but
there's
I'm
time
not,
and place for everything.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes people see me like, yo, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
It's kind of like in that aspect, like it might be different for you because like even just the men around you, your father, like like your cousins, just the men in your life, you may get more of a jovial, laughy, jokey, smiley version of them. But like sometimes when they're on the street, like you don't kind of see that. Like you don't see that type of mood. Like I know there's moments in time. There's times I be just on my I'm just on my square. Like it's not like I'm not even in a bad mood. I'm just on my square and it's messed up. But it's like you gonna get a certain look of me that's gonna be like, and they're like, you good? I'm like, oh no, I'm fine. But life, especially growing up in the city, has taught me that it's like, yo, there's certain energies that you can't give everybody. Yeah. Like from people thinking they could rob you to a man want to ask you for certain type of money for like there's so many situations where it's kind of like my smile ain't for everybody.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, nah, my bad. Some funny shit happened.
All the niggas in Harlem that be like, smile,
some
baby.
funny shit. Some funny shit happened to me about walking for work to the train, bro. Nigga, so old head walked past me, son. I don't know how I be looking at people, son. Yeah. Like, yo, that ass, I be chilling. Like, in my mind, I'm bumping, like, you know what I mean? Bumping music and vibing. But I guess my face really looked like
you was on time.
Like, yo, chill. Like, leave that man alone. Like, so old head stopped. He like, hey, yo, big time. So I turn around like, yo. But like that's just me, like yo, and like I turn my whole body to him. Yeah. So my son was on some, oh nah, you know where you just came from parole, right? I'm like nah, I'm like nah, and as I was walking, I started laughing. I'm like, wait, how do I look to this man that?
No, but you bring up a different point. Like some of our aneurysms or body language may be from a systematic standpoint. Yeah. Of being in places where I've never been to prison or been to jail, but I also understand what it's like to be in a wild school. Yeah, I've been on trains or been around altercations where it's like, yo, bro, you gotta make sure your back's against the wall just in case you might get knocked out. Just in case a nigga might try to slice you. Just in case niggas might try to knock your mans out. Like, and I think it's very difficult to kind of get rid of those things. Yeah, in certain aspects, and I think a part of me, that's why part of me wants to leave New York City. Yeah. I was talking to one of my friends, and her therapist was telling her like, yo, when you go back to New York, don't go back to your old spots. Certain places that you go to because you've had certain experiences there. Yeah. And you know once you go there, you may act a certain way and adopt some of those certain behaviors. It's animalistic. Like we was talking about off camera, and we're gonna go into that too, about like the pheromones and stuff. There's certain things that your subconscious mind can't run from. Like to this day, I don't care what happens. When I get on a train, my jaw get locked. When I get on the train, my jaws, I'm not Like even when I only sit in certain spots on the seat. Yeah. I only go move in certain ways on that train, and I don't know what it'll ever take to break it. I see kids and my niece and my nephew come on the train, they smile. It's like a jungle gym to them. They're having fun. But there's certain thoughts that can never leave me. I've walked on the train and seen blood on the train. Yeah. I've seen vomit. I've seen, like, you've seen the wildest amount of stuff. Oh my gosh. And it's like, it's very difficult because I guess to kind of get back to a lot of stuff we talking about earlier, is like, I don't know if I ever was okay. Yeah. Like I think I had a homeostasis. I think I had a space when I was just trying to just like chill. When like life, but like when you think about all the stuff, like from the moment we was born to like just to now, and this ain't like I'm saying, this ain't no like, bro, like I'm not fine, but I'm fine. It's not you want anybody to reach out. No, it's just what but it it's is. Like yo, I don't think like yo really. And I remember seeing this tweet like they said like I think every black person in America needs to go to therapy, especially black men. But like I don't think like now I understand emotional intelligence and what is it that I require of life and want to expand on. I don't think I ever have been okay. Yeah. Like in any manner. Yeah. Like in any space. I don't think I've ever really felt okay. Yeah. I think it was more like, yo, this is better than that.
We have that trauma in our blood. We trade.
Like, and maybe that's what it comes down to. I'm not gonna lie. The only place I really feel like I've been okay, and it's true, is like when I'm laid up in the bed with a gal.
And that's even where, in those moments, and that's where some men will feel safe.
Yes, and even in those moments, it's not
you on guard.
You're still thinking about other things.
Yeah, shit outside of that.
But in certain spaces, like I think my most safe space is with women, and I think that's why I love them so much because it's like I think that's the truest space that I can feel like a man. But it's also the space in which I feel the most comfortable to be okay. But and I know somebody cares about me being okay.
Is it the space that you feel comfortable to be yourself?
I don't know. I think for me is like...
Now, I don't feel like I could be my full self around all women. We had those conversations.
I think for me is like... It's being with like women, but like women like my women. Like
no, that's what I'm saying.
Like I can't... Like it's hard for me. Like for instance, like... And this is no like shit, you know, this is no dish like... You know, Spice, that's my sister, but like I'll curve a joint to go hang with my.
Oh no, for sure. That's what I'm saying. I don't mean
because I would like because it's just.
I mean platonic situations too, like people that you know of your like I'll stay like your with, tribe, your like, people, like you know that you can be around them and feel.
Like, I'd rather be in my crib other than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so me like. Other than that, everywhere I go, like I'm always, you know what it is? Like I'm not comfortable, but I'm like. I'm comfortable here knowing that like what I'm capable of, like knowing like so in my saying when I go to every environment, like I already feel what's going on because like I said I'm very transparent with who I am, so like I have to take energy in. Yeah. So like most of the time when I'm in a space and like I might look like I'm vibing and like I'm not aware, and then I'm like, hey bro, I seen that dumb shit, but like I'll keep.
You gotta be kind of 100% all the way aware.
Like, I'm always.
And it's messed up. I don't know, I'm getting tired right now. It's messed up because it's kind of like there are certain people that I know have not seen or experienced what I've seen. And I'm not saying that it's been that crazy. Yeah. I think I've had like a very average New York dude life. From my experience. Prime example, and they probably gonna be mad at me for this story, but this is what it is. I remember being in Toronto. We was in Carabana, and then we left. We just finished different carnival. It's things everywhere. I'm talking about they play mass, they looking fire, all that. Mm-hmm. And we start walking on the strip looking for food and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Everybody has a high frequency. I stop, I look, and I see the savages on the strip. I mean, ski maskers on. Dudes out front of hotels, dudes chilling around certain things.
Yeah, so and you're trying to be aware.
And I'm looking at everybody I'm with.
And they're not paying attention.
And they on some, and I stopped. And like I was like this, and I just said,
that's
my energy just shifted. And everybody's looking at me like, you okay? And I'm like, how can I be okay when it's like, I see what this look like.
Can you do it again?
Yo, because the energy be show, bro. Because, you know, my head get hot, bro. Nah. So when I peep it, in those moments, it's tough because it's like, people be like, yo, why you always hang around certain people, other people? Because sometimes I want to be around certain people because I know they always on their square. Yeah. So if I'm on my square, then I know we going to be all right.
We here
There's
together.
certain people that I know, and it's not even no shade to them.
Let me tell you.
You didn't see what I saw.
There's certain...
And you see the look in their eyes, and sometimes, like they said, what Denzel said, take a wolf to catch a wolf. Sometimes you got to look a wolf in his eyes and be like, yo, bro, don't play with me, bro.
Okay. like to piggyback on what you said, there's certain people that you're gonna go out with, and you're gonna feel like your guard has to be up 100% because they not paying attention to shit. And then there's other people who you feel like, okay, my guard's still up, but it's maybe 88% right now because I know these niggas is also aware of what is happening in this space and time as well.
But do you hold on? I'm about to say because I know we've been guaning. As a woman, do you like? Do you feel like your guard has to be up for different reasons?
My guard is always up every motherfucking day.
Why? Why do you feel like your guard is always up?
Because I'm small, I'm petite, I'm a female, I look good, my guard's up. Who's not going to want to snatch me up? Don't snatch me up, please. But, like, don't fucking snatch me up. Okay, thank you.
Nah, don't snatch up, bro.
But, yeah, like, my guard is always up.
You, bro. Don't play that. No, it's
no funny. I was about to just bun out Gal real quick, like, cause I ain't gonna lie, bro.
You couldn't wait.
I've been to enough flex, bro, and it's like, bro, I be in there and Shorty's just la 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 la, and I get it. You know what? That's okay, cause you're safe. That means you are safe.
It's not okay.
I have you feeling so safe.
No, but
hear me out. Let me speak.
Oh, you didn't say that you was with these women.
No.
You're with these women.
Why is it not safe? Yeah.
What's wrong with him?
You said it's not safe?
Oh, you want me to
Yeah, why is it not safe?
It's not safe to be a dumb bitch. It's never okay. It's never okay to be la 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 la.
But you're not understanding. It's not even about being a dumb bitch, right?
Okay, it's about, let's get some clarification. Are you saying that you are with these women? Because it sounded like you said you go out and you see women.
Saying no. I never said that. I was trying to say
they're safe. What I'm saying is you provide a safe atmosphere.
Yeah. When I realized like, oh, okay, you're safe, like, cause. It's like, yo, I just seen mad wild shit just happen, and you're like not even like preing it, and it's like me and the dogs them be on some like, yo, we over here planning how like, all right, we gonna knock that, and like we see our homegirls over there having fun.
I just like to say, we'll put y'all on. I just like to say, there's never a time you've gone out with me and I don't know what the fuck is going on. There's times I'm trying to put you on. It's not okay to be around them bitches. Yeah, I'm not hanging with one of them bitches.
Real question, I'm not gonna be in these spaces. If we gotta, and I think that's something that I have to kind of get over too. I think, and maybe it's a traumatic experience. I associate a lot of my fun with trauma sometimes. Like, not like some of the best parties I feel like I've been
growing
to.
Up with a story about
a shout out or somebody get a shootout or somebody getting beat up or cutting
and the party was
and we laughing and joking like, yo, bro, that night was crazy. And it's kind of like, yo, bro, like that's what I'm saying. That's not okay. Like the fact that like. Should we even be in those spaces?
Let me tell you. It's a silver lining because we were children and we found the like something to glorify in that moment.
But not everybody's here to say that, and I think that's the part that
that'd be
the tough part.
So when we're looking back on
I get you though. But what I'm saying is like, it's not even that men be with those bitches, right? It's just yo.
Come on,
because she said bitches, so you know what I mean. Just our talk.
Yes.
So since we just our talk, we had talk. So you know, mindless like I'm looking at it like, alright. It's not even like the shorties be mindless. I just think, you know what's happening? Like they're just like, it's not so out there for them to be even aware that like there's a possible threat. You know what I'm saying? We'll probably just peep on one movement. Like for instance, like we'll be in a spot and we'll see like a nigga probably pre one of y'all. We'll be like, yo, I ain't looking at so and so like that. But y'all don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Or even if y'all know that, y'all not really like watching it. But we're watching it.
Please point the other direction. Point the other direction.
She's saying not me. She said
not
she always
me.
on point.
I've never had to turn around and be like what?
Spice. Oh, she said she always on point.
There's mad times I've seen things that happen near you, and I never tell
because you're 6 foot whatever the fuck. So but every other time,
la exactly.
He said, no. There's no la nothing.
Bro, you be having good time, bro.
There's no la.
That's what I'm saying.
Spice said she always on point.
Nah, no, she's not.
She said not me.
No, she's not. But it's not. There's never a time that you really need to be.
You know what? This is not fair. No, wait, Chuck's pause right here. You're talking about going out in public
with your friends.
When we're in intimate settings where it's just like everybody's just family and we know each other and we can trust the 8 people in this room.
It's tough because I felt like that. We was at a situation a couple months back.
I was there.
Huh? I think you was there.
And I was la.
I'm not saying I don't know if you was la. But I know. Once I felt the energy, I said, yeah, I know what's about to happen. I felt that shit on rip, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like I was like from the moment I came home with the pound, I was like, yeah, it's somebody about to up this. Like yo, you can feel it. Yo, it's crazy because one thing, energy never lies, and I think the one thing that I wish that
read the fucking room.
Yo, okay, everybody say read the room, but sometimes the room is speaking in different languages.
Let me tell you.
Sometimes the room
and you gotta know how to translate
languages.
That shit.
And secondly, I'm not gonna say, when we were talking about earlier about not speaking up, I think I have more moments of not speaking up when I felt energies in places. and I'm like, yo, bro, this is threatening my safety, but I said I'm gonna stay anyway.
There's too many times that I go out in public and everybody in the fucking room is la 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 la, and that's exactly the reason why I'm not la 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 la.
But isn't that what life's supposed to be?
No, it's not.
Isn't that what we want? Like I wish I would live in a world where I could go out and I don't have to pre a room and I could just look and like my girl and whoever's around me is kind of like I like the people that's like. If I can't bring my kids somewhere, I'm not going.
Cito, that's heaven. When we get to heaven, you gonna be la 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 la.
Nah, keep it a bean.
Bob said heaven on earth, bro.
He said, I long for the days.
Nah, it's like that. I've been there.
I long for the days.
I've been there. But sometimes I wonder, is my energy? Maybe it's what I'm wearing.
Keep it a bean.
I gotta start wearing sketches, bro.
When I went up to
CT hats, bro.
When I went to CT with y'all, bro, the whole time I was on timing. But after a while, I'm like,
you just ease yourself. But that's the kind of
like the whole time.
But my thing about it is, but do you think that plays a factor? Like how mans move, what we eat, what we listen to, all that. Like yo, bro, when I be in these experiences, when I'm in these random places wearing sandals and doing certain shit, bro, niggas don't look at me no way, bro. Yeah. Like yo, when niggas beat the Carlton Banks fit, nobody look at me no way, bro. Like I think there is what Bob said. Most people think great God gonna come from the sky, take away everything, and make everybody feel high. Yeah. But if you know what life is worth, you will look for yours.
Get this man a deal. Get him a deal right away, please. He needs a deal.
Stand up for your rights. I'm standing up for my rights to live in La La Land, bro.
Bro,
you can go by yourself.
Cito, you remember that time, bro? Like, I'm gonna keep it real. Like,
we talking about? We're not bringing up the same story.
Which one?
What?
Nah, bro. Remember that time we was in Brooklyn and my man's called me and he was on.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah.
And like, yo, he was on. Like, he was on some like, yo, like. I forgot I came from over there. Like, I forgot I just came from that side of life. Like, because, like, there was that time, like, when I used to roll out with Cito, like, I used to be always like, yo, why that nigga over there? Like, bro, all the time. Like, it was good with that nigga. Like, I'm having a good time, but, like, half my, like, there's, like, a good 40% of me that's, like.
You still preying everything.
Like preying everybody in there. Like, yo, if that
I am preying every
No, I think it's funny to bring this point up, because people used to be like, yo, Cito, why you always doing poetry shows? Yo, why not rap? Why not do music? Why not different vibes like that? And I think one of the things I love about the poetry community is that I could go into these spaces and these environments in most cases. I've had some wild ones.
La 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 la.
But my thing is like, you gotta go somewhere where every time somebody's a threat. Like, is that fun? Like, if all that, stay home. Like, I think that's why I stay home. Why I like to get back. So I think that's why I want to move or get the crib so much, because I want to like be in spaces where I can have people around.
Yeah, your
but
own
I know that. But I know it's just
safe.
the people that I know it's the people that I want around, or I could kind of like not have to keep my guard up so much.
A controlled environment.
Yeah, I love controlled environments. I really do.
Okay.
Like I was saying, look. So I went to this shit White Plains, right? We was just talking about this shit over there.
Is a backyard thing a controlled environment?
No.
I went to some backyard.
No backyard thing is a controlled environment
ever
in life.
The crib is dumb nice. Like, the lawn is there. The cars up there don't make sense. So I'm in my mind, I'm like, I've never been here before. I'm thinking this is a vibe. Like, fuck it, we go in there. And like, I'm like, all right, it's mad our people in there. So I'm like, yo, usually when I'm in Flex is this large and it's our people. I'm like, all right, niggas gonna shoot it up. But I'm from the hood though. But I'm not in the hood. In my mind, I'm like, yo, I'm not in the hood. This is White Plains. I've never been here before, but it don't look like the hood. So we in there, we vibing. So my man's classic, he like, yo, bro, I don't know, man. I don't feel the energy. Like, the energy feel weird in here. Feel a little off. So off rip, I started getting on timing because I don't question nothing. So I'm like, oh, word, copy. Bro, Shorty's like, she's like, oh, what's going on? I don't see. Shorty I was with her. She's like, I don't see what's going on. She had a big cup of rum punch, and she's sipping it, and I'm like, yo, damn, like, you're so cute because like she's just having a good time because the music is busting, the food is busting, everybody look happy in the backyard. You feel me? In the backyard, people look happy, but like this nigga's over here talking about like, yo, like the energy. So I'm like, so I started praying what he was praying. So we look in the cut, I see something. Big dude. My son's like, you know, the music is loud, so you can't really hear niggas. So you just see his body like, word. Like, we like, oh.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
nah, you peep, yeah.
I'm like, wait, whoa. So, bro, literally, right after I peeped that man, like probably 2 minutes, we see some man walking in, dumb mad, bro. My son's nose leaking, bro, leaking. Everybody starts screaming. She's like, oh my God, did you see his nose? The stave shorty. She's like, oh my God, did you see his nose? We like, yep, let's leave. Bro, we left, bro.
You gotta.
Brody, what I mean, it just went for, I couldn't believe this shit was like a werewolf movie, bro. Like the whole shit just went dark, bro. Like this shit just went it just went left.
Honestly, I think the toughest part about all those moments is that
shit just
every single time that you see what could happen and it doesn't happen, the people that don't peep it may look at you like you bugging. And you're always gonna get judged for. You're never gonna get judged for all the times that was the no's, that nothing happened, but you seen what was about to happen. And then one time is the yes. It's like, oh my God, this crazy. But it's like, yo, it's tough because you know what's happening. You can read it. You see the play. You can see the play miles away.
Yeah, bro.
Like the worst part about it is like when you pull up, it's kind of like you see what's happening. Like y'all don't even need to be here.
Yeah.
I don't even need to be. And it's tough because there's moments in my life that I've been around, and you're right to a sense, Spice, where it's like there's women I'm with. I'm like, dang, she don't even know what's up. Like there's moments in my life I want women that don't know what's up. Because I feel like, yo, I get to live in a space of freedom and, like, your mentality is just, like, you're not overthinking this. But then there's moments I'm like, yo, honestly, I won't even be, it's not even safe for myself to want a woman like that.
It's not safe for yourself to want a woman like that because if you decide to get lost in her, it's over for y'all.
Yo, but my thing about it is, it's difficult, but it's like, but maybe also my environment plays a factor. Like, if I'm still in an environment that I always be on point, then I can't have a girl that's not gonna be on point. Yeah. But if I decide to just pick up and get off the grid and go to Colorado one day, like you know what I'm saying?
Only on point is bears, nigga.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like
on point is on point.
But no, but one real thing.
Yo, she just want to be on point. Wait.
No, one thing
too much vibes cartel.
This is real shit. Everybody's on point is different because as you start to elevate and get in different rooms, different people have different versions of on point. Some people's on point is they know who in the room is gonna get you that deal. Mm-hmm. They know who in that room to stay away from because they can make gossip a certain way. They're gonna put them out the next day.
On point. All I'm saying is that point.
No, there's different levels to
no,
on
I'm just
point.
saying, like, regardless
in high school,
of covering,
I had a girl that was on point that knew like that nigga gonna rob somebody. I got to different rooms where I had things where I got on point. I was like, no, he gonna get you your next show with his bag. And I'm waiting to get into the room where it's like a girl's on point to be like, no, he gonna get you $1 million deal. So everybody got different on points.
You agree that women responsible for a lot of shit, but okay, yeah.
I will never. My thing about it is
that women are responsible for stuff.
I never discredit any woman or all the women that's played a role in my life whatsoever, and I never will. I just think it's always difficult and I'm never gonna do it the other way around though. But it's always tough when it seems like I hear the narrative too much of like all the things that women do for men, but it's almost like if men do stuff, it's more just kind of like you did what you're supposed to do, and I think that's the part that I've never necessarily, but I'm not gonna cry about it because it is what it is. I'm gonna do my part.
Speak your piece. Speak up for yourself.
I just think that when a man holds it down, it's like, and how I grew up in the same way, I didn't give a word in my household for doing what I was supposed to do. Okay. Certain people got new sneakers for good grades and taking the garbage out. You did what you're supposed to do.
Right.
I just think there's moments and times when it's like, when women help men to a certain extent, it's almost like they want like this. And I'm not saying you shouldn't want that, but I've seen when the men that I know, when they step up and handle their responsibilities, like you still getting the same shitty Father's Day gift and your birthday is still going to some rest. Like it's never, I don't see men celebrated for doing what they're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. But I've never been seen that in that aspect. And I'm not saying women haven't got me things or shown love. Right. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But all I'm saying is that I've grew up in a time where I don't get rewarded for doing what I'm supposed to do. That's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And that's
sorry,
just that.
It's a bad habit that's been instilled in us for years, and
especially
with maybe because people speak about women being so underappreciated, and that's probably why. Like you hear.
But I see women celebrate. Honestly, I see women celebrate brokies more than kings. I'm not gonna hold you. Like I see the brokies get more clothes and more vacate. I see them get more celebrated, more things invested in them than the men's and the handle they're supposed to handle.
Because the brokies is the poor thing, and we don't want to be poor things. Keep doing what you're doing, Cito. Go ahead.
Listen. I don't do this for flowers. So I think no matter what, I'm gonna keep in my grind, no matter how I feel about it. But there's moments and days where it's just kind of like, yo, like. I just wake up like I'm gonna have to go get it, and I don't expect nobody to give me a round of applause. But it's tough when you see people doing 25% of what you're doing, and they getting like bounty houses at their party, and then you know what I'm saying, you still getting the same Cheesecake Factory dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just, but that probably says more about me being able to accept and bring people in my life that I feel like can celebrate me.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, that's all I got to say.
What you got to say?
Damn,
It's okay if you don't have anything to say.
Hey, that's another moment of clarity.
Yo, listen, I got something to say, man. Listen, yo. Love yourself. Love those who love you. Invest in yourself. Invest in those who invest in you. Also, you know, just kind of appreciate the process. Like, it's hard, and you know, it's kind of a cliche thing to say, but it's like at the end of the day, our only like goal as humans is to, like, you know what I'm saying, is to keep the population going.
That's a fact.
So, you know, just as long as you have that in mind, you realize, like, yo, you know, that's like the simplest thing you could do. But everything else is your choice. Understand that wherever you are right now, that's where you're supposed to be, because there's a lesson to be learned. And like Cito said, you know, like, try not to look at the learning aspect as much. Try to look at it more so the living and the experiencing aspect, because that's the best way, you know, in my opinion, that the lesson actually, you know, absorbs better into your brain, and it, like, you know, and into your body. So the experience is, you know, it sits there with you, so you actually start to move in that. Also understand that with struggles and problems, those are look at it more so from a, you know, it's like angles. So view it from a place of fuel, you know. And when I mean fuel, it's like fuel for the soul, in a sense of, you know, it's hereditary, you know what I'm saying? Because if we didn't have struggle and problems, we wouldn't want for not, you know, like, we just be here, you know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have stories. You wouldn't have a moment of clarity, you know. It wouldn't be a need for a moment of clarity if you didn't have struggles and problems. So, you know, try to remember that, you know, out of struggle and problems, great things come, and better problems come as well. So, yo.
Chuck tools, or Chuck's tips, or fire for all of that, because that didn't sound too right. But this is a very healing episode for me, guys. So thank you. It's very insightful, and I can't wait to apply some of these tips that you guys, you know.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. Our job as a earth is to make sure some dirt remains so the future can carry out our names.
Yeah. Oh, did you get that copywritten?
Oh, no, that's in the next book. That's in the next book. Hold on. Our job as a earth to make some dirt remain so the future can carry out our names.
It's okay. We can run it back. And
I don't know if you pray 1 to 6 times a day. All I know is that we have a source that holds us when we stray. I'm in love with the life that isn't mine. Too many days you've called my name and I've pressed decline, and still you give me time. Lord, I need you. Yo. Show me the way.
That's it, man. That's the moment of clarity, man. You already know it's your boy Chuck Wolf here, signing out. Bang, bang.
Rebel Spice. Later, guys.
Blanquito.
Thank you for tuning into Moment Clarity Podcast. Hopefully this episode brought you some type of value, gave you a different perspective, or at least made you laugh. Please like and subscribe. If you have any subjects or topics you want us to discuss, please feel free to DM us.